Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into something I think a lot of people are interested in, learning English,
Absolutely.
especially for beginners.
Yeah.
And we found this really interesting YouTube channel called English Unlocked.
Interesting.
And they have this episode called English for Beginners Start Speaking in 30 Days.
Wow, 30 days. That's a pretty bold claim.
It is, yeah. So we're going to kind of go through this episode and see what they're all about and how they plan to get people speaking in 30 days.
Yeah, that's a pretty ambitious goal, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, everyone wants to learn a new language quickly, right?
Right, exactly.
I know I do.
For sure. And, I think what's really cool about their approach is that they really emphasize speaking right from the start, like from day one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they seem to prioritize getting comfortable with the language, rather than like focusing on perfect grammar right away.
So it's like jumping in the deep end, kind of.
Exactly, yeah, kind of like a trial by fire.
But how do they get beginners speaking so quickly?
Well, so they talk about focusing on essential words and phrases.
Okay.
So what makes those so essential, I guess?
Yeah, what are they exactly?
Well, think about it like the building blocks of any sentence,
Okay.
like high frequency verbs like to be or to have or to do.
Oh, okay.
And then you combine those with pronouns, like I, you, he, she,
Right.
question words like what, where, when, and suddenly you can start forming like basic phrases and question.
So they're giving learners these core tools so they can communicate right away.
Exactly, yeah. Even if it's simple at first, they're
Yeah.
getting those foundational elements down.
That's really interesting.
And then they build on that foundation with this step-by-step speaking plan.
Oh, a plan. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a roadmap
Okay.
that guides you through increasingly complex sentences and sentence structures.
That makes sense.
And they use a lot of role-playing and like real-world scenarios. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so it's more practical and, maybe even fun.
That's a good approach.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, that sounds a lot less intimidating than like memorizing verb conjugations or something.
Right, exactly. It's more about like getting out there and actually using the language.
But is there a risk that people will like develop bad habits if they're not focusing on grammar?
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
I mean, fluency is key early on, like getting comfortable speaking,
Sure.
but gradually introducing grammar is important for accuracy, in the long run.
Right, of course.
It's all about finding that balance, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. Have you ever tried a similar approach when you were learning something new?
It does remind me of when I was learning to cook.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be like so focused on following recipes exactly to
Yeah.
the letter,
Uh-huh.
and I never experimented. And then once I started like improvising a little bit,
Yeah.
that's when I really started to have fun and enjoy it.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes that fear of making mistakes can hold us back.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's what English Unlocked is trying to get at,
Yeah.
They're encouraging people to embrace those early missteps because you're going to make mistakes,
Everyone does.
Right.
It's part of learning.
It's all part of the process, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not about being perfect right away. It's more about getting comfortable using the language, making those mistakes and learning from them.
Absolutely. I think they're onto something with that.
Yeah.
This whole method resonates with a growing trend in language learning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, prioritizing fluency and confidence over initial perfection.
That's
It's a
interesting.
shift in perspective.
Yeah, so to sum up what we've learned about English Unlocked,
Yeah.
they're all about giving you the essential tools,
Mm-hmm.
encouraging you to speak from day one,
Yeah.
and then they have this step-by-step plan
Right.
with real-life scenarios
Right.
to guide you through the process.
And hopefully build your confidence and,
Yeah.
help you unlock English in 30 days.
That's right. And you know what I think is really interesting about this is
Yeah.
this idea of prioritizing the practical application over initial perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this could apply to learning other skills too.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Like what if there was a cooking unlocked in 30 days?
Right, or like playing guitar unlocked.
Exactly. Yeah, something to think about.
Definitely food for thought.
That's our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.